Hello everyone, welcome to BC3030. I'm instructor Muriel Howard. I'm excited to have you this term. This video is a short tutorial to welcome you to your final course, to get you acclimated into it and how to become successful and how to get started. So I'm going to share a little bit about me. We're going to go over how to receive help, and even more help. We're going to talk about the Connect IEHR portion of the course, what our goals should be. I'm going to share some information about grading, hints and tips for success, and my contact information. So I'm going to get started. About me, once again, I'm instructor Muriel Howard. I have a bachelor's from Colorado Tech. I'm a mom, married with three kids and one granddaughter. My granddaughter will be 2 years old in a couple of months. My youngest is in the first grade, so that's a little weird. um, these things that I love healthcare and education, which explains a little bit about why I am an healthcare education instructor. I surprisingly love video games. I have a collection from 30 years ago all the way up to the most recent systems. I love sewing when I have the time for it. It's a good hobby, very relaxing. I love being creative. Computer programming. I build all of my own computers from scratch. I do database programming, website designing. I am basically an all around technical, nerdy person. Exercising. I would put that basically last on the list as I've done because it's not something that I love to do, but I realize that it allows me to relax. I'm also a college student myself. I am completing a master's degree in healthcare administration. So there are some courses that are extremely stressful for me, or some assignments. And before I tackle them, I find that if I work out for about 15, 20 minutes, get on a treadmill, do Wii Fit on the Wii U or whatever, I can tackle those a little bit better. So that's a little hint and tip for you guys as well. Okay, so let's start. Help, and more help. There are several areas for you to receive help in this course. We'll begin with the announcements area. The asked and answered portion of the announcement remains at the top of the page. It has several little short tutorial videos on how to do certain things, where to contact, who to contact, how to contact, anything and everybody for help. Course questions. This is where I post the bulk of the information or resources needed for success in the course during the first week. We also have instructor materials. This is the area where I post lecture videos. Every week you can look in here to locate a lecture, especially the ones named Breaking Down Coding Cases, because they cover the coding test. What I do is I highlight the important topics. I let you know what's important, what's not important, what to look for, medical terminology, some important tips, and also some of the lectures that I've saved in there covers the chapter in general for the next step, giving you guys a little heads up on that. So that's where I am available for help for you. We also have academic coaches in this class. We have the Ask Your Coach discussion area, and I will show you that when I share my screen in a little bit so you guys can see me clicking around inside of Blackboard. And then we have the MBC tutoring and instructor labs, and we're going to go over that as well. Regarding Connect IEHR, and I can sense that some of you may be grimacing up right about now because that is possibly one of the most difficult things is getting inside of that Connect software and making everything work properly for you. But don't worry because help is available. So number one and number two. Number one, it is very important that you watch the tutorial on this in order to have a smooth transition into the course. I have created a brief tutorial lectures, less than 15 minutes, that teaches you how to access the Connect side of this course, not your previous course. There's a separate link for this particular class, and how to register, and how to problem solve and troubleshoot. So I go over all of the steps, how to install certain things, how to uninstall certain things, and how to get that software working. So take a look inside of course questions for that as well. Okay, goals. For this course, your goal should be to pass with an 80% or better. For tests, your goal should be to pass each test with a 70% or better, and I will show you how to do that as well. And to complete and submit all assignments. There is help. You watch the lecture videos. I explain to you exactly what I'm looking for and what you need to do, and you will definitely be successful in this class if you utilize the resources and the tools that I have available for you. Okay, as far as the test, in this course, the tests are generally worth 45 points from weeks 2 through 5. If you score 31 points or better, then that is a 70% or higher. So your goal should be 31 points or better, and I will show you how to do that today. Okay, grading. Turnaround times. I usually complete grading on Monday, no later than Tuesday, before midnight, sometimes earlier. If I am grading something, an assignment or discussion, it may disappear from your grades list until I'm completed with the grading. So don't worry if you see it disappear, check back in a couple of minutes or an hour. You will see the assignment reappear with a grade posted in my comments. What I look for is inside of the assignment criteria, it should be followed. So the questions that they ask are according to the book or the chapter, or maybe a research question. As long as you have answered those questions correctly, does not matter what format you put it in. Meaning, if it's 5 questions on a PDF document, do not worry about typing that information on that PDF document. If you cannot type or edit the PDF document. Just answer the questions number 1 through 5, piece of paper. You can write it out, scan it in, upload that. You can put it on a PowerPoint, send that in. You can type your answers into the comment box. You can put it on an Excel spreadsheet and send me a screenshot of that. I really don't it really doesn't matter as long as those questions are answered and they are correct, and that's how you will receive points for those assignments. Okay? As far as the discussion is concerned, netiquette must be followed, which means there's no yelling, cannot type your discussion thread in all caps. You must reply to at least 2 classmates for full credit. I look for 3 or more sentences in your initial discussion posting. Never copy anything word for word from a website or another source. I can't get grant credit for that. There is a rubric that will be saved inside of the discussion forum that explains what I'm looking for and how credit is granted. So pay attention to that before you send in your initial post for the week. And here's a quick tutorial on how to calculate your score for your grade. The formula is the score, or the points received, divided by the total number of points possible. So we basically have 35 divided by 40 equals 88%. So that's how you know if you're scoring 80% or better in the course, or on an assignment or a test. Okay, here's some more information about grading. Inside of Blackboard, we have our global navigation icon at the very top when we first log in. You'll see all of these little notifications. You'll see, well, you might not have as many icons as I do, But when a grade is posted, there'll be a notification here with a check where the check mark is. If you click on that notification, you will see a screen appear that shows all of the courses for which you've received grades for. Click on BC3030. The assignments that are highlighted with grades are hyperlinks, which means you could click on the name of that assignment and it will open to your submission. You will see what you've submitted and you'll also see my comments. There's usually approximately a paragraph of information that I put inside of your assignment for feedback, letting you know what your scores are 80%, 90%, 100%, a link to download the assignment criteria and the point dispensation, or the assignment criteria and the answers, along with the point dispensation for that, with tips for success. So always review my feedback to assure your continued success in the course. Okay, so here's how we view the scores for our test. It's a little different. We go to My Grades, click on the name of the test. For instance, this is week 5 test. Click on the score, and it is the actual number. The blue is a hyperlink to view the results of the test. You will see numbers 1 through 25, or however many you have, and what's right and what's wrong, and the feedback or the rationale. Depends on what type of test it is. For the TNS tests, which are the next step tests or the weekly tests, since they cover Connect, IEHR, and the next step, these tests are multiple attempts. So here's some instructions. Once you've seen your score and you see the feedback, you can click OK, and then you could try a new attempt. As long as this test has not expired, which is on Sunday midnight, you can attempt multiple times to increase your score. So that's how you assure that you're going to score 70% or better on these tests. Another thing is that if you're taking it multiple times, after the first time or the first attempt, there is going to be an icon for me that shows that it needs to be graded. What I'll have to do from my end is push it through on your behalf. So you can take it as many times as you like. However, you will not see the final score, and the highest score prevails, by the way. You will not see the final score until I have pushed that particular assignment through for grading, and then you'll actually see the results. So if you continue to keep trying attempts and trying attempts, you may not know which ones you've gotten right or wrong until I push it through, because I'm not sure what you see on your end, but I'm assuming that it goes that way. Okay, later missed work. Extensions must be requested by way of Blackboard to me only. Advisors cannot grant extensions. Advisors basically cannot go in and grade anything. They can see when you're missing work and they'll be reaching out to you. Likewise, I am one of the first people who will be reaching out to you if you are missing work or discussions. You will be receiving information inside of your personal email account on a regular basis from me, from the course, and explaining to you what you've missed and what I'm looking for, and when you can have that turned in. You can reply back to me. I will get that right away. Okay, so if you cannot turn in your assignment on time, if you haven't approved this extension, I am expecting completion of that assignment no later than 7 days after it was due. If we're in week 1, you need an extension. I expect everything from week 1 to be turned in by the end of week 2. And that's pretty much how that goes. One of the things is that no late discussion board postings will be graded. After Sunday midnight, that discussion closes and it's not allowed. What will be allowed is if you reach out to me right away and let me know that you're running behind with your discussion posts, I will allow, sometimes I allow you to get that in late Friday or Sunday, as long as the week has not passed. Okay, so extensions are limited to 3 per term. And if you need an incomplete, see the incomplete policy. I understand it has changed to only 2 days after the end of the course. Okay, hints and tips. What I use the most, that is most effective for me with internet browsing, is Google Chrome, especially in Blackboard. However, as far as your Connect assignments, you must have a copy of Mozilla Firefox. That is the only thing that really works well with your Connect. You can attempt to use Google Chrome for it, but I believe it's incompatible, or there are some extensions that you definitely need to install first for Google Chrome to work. As the lectures that I spoke about that will be inside of instructor materials, some of them are created inside of a WebEx software, which is something that we used to use a few years ago to conduct all of our lectures. Those particular lectures require a player in order to be viewed. The player can be found inside of course questions. It must be downloaded and installed first before you can view some of those files. And you will see a green and blue icon on your desktop. If this is installed properly, it'll be called Web Recorder or WebEx Player. And now I'm going to share my desktop to show you guys how to download and print off your test for easy test taking and success. Okay, so here I am inside of Blackboard looking at my testing area. For this course, we have tests 1 through 3 available. I clicked on my first test, which basically for week 1 is your week 1 Connect test. I click begin. Even though I am not ready to take the test right now, I can go through, highlight all of the questions. And in your regular TNS test, you have 25 questions. Highlight all of the questions, right click. So this is what it looks like if you right click using Google Chrome. You'll have an option to print or copy. I choose print. My option, I have PDF software, so I can save it as a PDF, or I can use one of my other printers and print it through there. Or copy. If I copy it, I can paste it to a Word document, go through the textbook, locate all of my answers, or go through the steps, locate all of my answers, and come back and fill them in at a later time or another day. Once I have copied my information, I can click away. I don't need to save. The reason is that the test is multiple attempts. So my initial score will be a 0, but what I need to do is just come back in and complete my test whenever I'm ready. The only thing, there are two things. One, the answers may be out, or the questions may be out of order. So however way you've saved it or copied it, you just have to make sure that you're not going in and just answering the questions accordingly. They will be different, so I can guarantee you that. Some of the questions will be different, completely different. So if you have basically a heads up on what to expect on a test, you should do better. And that's where I said you should aim for 70% or better on your test. As far as your weekly coding applications test, you will have an option to download the test in here before taking the test, or inside of the weekly materials. We're in week 1, reading materials, coding application. You'll see a print screen of the test. You can see the questions. You can either keep this screen open and work your questions in your textbook, in your CPT manual and ICD-9 manual, or click here. And this is a PDF version that allows you to save it, print it, download it. So using the lectures that I send out to you every week, along with the printing of your test in advance, you guys should do very well in this course. I'm expecting everyone to do very well in this course. Okay, so let's click around here. Announcements. If you do not own a copy of Microsoft Office, number 11 right here, how do I download Microsoft Office Suite? This is free. This is given and offered to you by UMA, so take advantage of it. Here's all of the other little hints and tips and videos on where to locate your information. Ask your coach. We have Ann Fagan. She's usually teamed up with me or partnered up with me. She gives us the test prep labs. She gives us study guides as well as myself. So if you don't have one from me, you'll have one from her. Um, this is supposed to be a hyperlink, but if it's not available for you to click on, this is the calendar for our MBC tutoring labs. Highlight, right click, go to. This opens up the MBC calendar lab, and you can see whenever there's one available. You don't have to schedule yourself, you don't have to register. You just go to the lab and join. So it's taken a little while for my page to load, and that's okay. But if you're a morning person, they have some in the morning. If you're an evening person, they have some as late as 3:30, sometimes 9 p.m. for Greenway. Greenway is also Connect or McGraw Hill or IEHR. Has like 4 names, but they're all the same. If you want to backtrack and do some ICD-9 coding overview or do some medical terminology or guidelines, these labs are definitely available. As far as instructor availability, I am available in my live labs usually on a Monday or a Tuesday. I think for this course we will be, well, I don't want to say if it's Monday or Tuesday, but it's Monday or Tuesday. And that shows up inside of instructor availability. It seems like my internet is going down. When you click on instructor availability, you will see, if my page doesn't load, which I don't think it's going to, you should see the instructions on how to schedule a starfish appointment with me so that we can go over materials. You'll see my link to access my live labs and the days that they are and the times that they are. And you'll also see a couple of alternative labs for other instructors who are also teaching the same course with the same start date as myself. So, okay, it finally loaded. Wow, takes a few minutes. My internet is slow today. I do apologize for that. Okay, my office hours are here. As you can see, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 1 to 6 is when you can schedule yourself with me inside of Starfish. My Mondays and Tuesdays are swamped with work and grading, so I'm not available. I do apologize, but I am always available by way of email 7 days a week. So if you email me, I will reply. Here are the instructor labs. You will see, well, this particular course, my live labs are on Tuesday, but you have to see what yours are when you go to your area. And the link for us. And again, if you can't make it with mine, there's other instructors that will be available inside of this area as well. And thank you for viewing. Okay, so here's my contact information. Outside email address for a faster response, mhoward@studymedical.com. I usually get those particular emails on my phone or my tablet, and I reply right away. My cell phone number, this is my work line. This is a Google text number. If it is not ringing because I don't have internet access at times, then feel free to contact me on my personal cell phone number. My my days and times for availability are the same with both numbers. Um, for my cell phone, my personal cell phone, I usually do not answer numbers that I don't know. That's a bad habit, but what you can do is text me at either number, leave me a voicemail on the 682 number if it's something really important, and I will get right back with you. This Text Plus number does not offer voicemail. That's why I'm giving you two numbers to reach me. And remember, I am here to help you succeed. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I am very approachable and I am very available to you guys. Enjoy the next 5 weeks. I look forward to it. Have a great day.